boy, that boy.
Cheers. You are now watching Create a Steady Hustle with Liquid Cash.
Cheers, what it is and what it ain't. It's yours truly, Liquid Cash. I need it all out the stash. The man, the myth, money making Mitch. Y'all already know what it is. It's a new day. It's a new year. More money, more progress. Y'all already know how it's going down, man. Y'all already know, man. It's a vibe today. I'm fashionably late, but it's all good. Y'all know how I do. Sometimes I'm on time, sometimes I'm late. And I always say it's better to be an hour early than 5 minutes late. But I'm on time regardless because it's my show and I get here when I feel like, you dig? That's how we doing it over here at Create a Steady Hustle. We not gonna look down on nobody for not being punctual. We all are work in progress. We all striving to be our greatest self, and it takes time. It don't happen overnight. So y'all bear with me, have patience with me, and we're gonna have a wonderful episode and we're gonna enjoy ourselves. Of course, as you can see, I'm swagged out from top to bottom. That's what takes me so long, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I'm gonna keep it 100. Not only do I have to prepare, I also like to prepare what I wear, and that takes time. I don't have a stylist because I style a stylist. That's how I do it, you know what I mean? Went to the mall, picked up a dope ass hoodie, got me some nice jeans, some Louis Vuittons on the feet, and of course the Prada makes everything complete. And that's the vibe I'm on right now, man. I'm just vibing, doing what I do best. Shout out to Tania for stepping in the room, hitting that super chat with that $19.99. Salute to you, Tania. The Cash Academy will be on createasteadyhustle.com. It's coming very soon. I wanted to just update you and let you know we're in the works of making that possible as soon as possible. So everybody that's in the Cash Academy, forgive me. I have been neglecting you. I have not been on top of my job as I would like to be when it comes to the Cash Academy, because I've been in transition of changing platforms. And that takes a lot of time because I have to take all the information from one platform to the next platform, make sure everything is working correctly, the buttons and everything is functioning right. If you know anything about, programming and websites, it always takes more time than you expect. But hopefully next week it'll be up and running. So, it don't matter even if it's one student or 100 students, it will be definitely my main focus for 2026. I'll be going live, or basically going on a Zoom call once a week with the people that's in the Cash Academy. I'm dedicating myself to that for this year, just like I'm dedicating myself to go live every Thursday. So every Thursday we'll be going live for the students on Cash Academy, so we can go over some of the things in the modules and the other videos that I have up. Because some of the things you might want to discuss, you might want to have a deep dive into the context and the content that I'm putting out, right? You want to get perfect context of what I'm really trying to convey. So yeah, I'm going to definitely do that more this upcoming weeks. And it's going to be dope. I can't wait. I'm going to promote that even more. I hope everybody join up, everybody be involved in the Cash Academy, because it's a perfect place to, enlighten yourself, raise your DNA vibration, keep yourself on a positive mindset, and, keep you motivated, because that's what it's all about. I'm going to be your accountability coach. Yes, I'm going to make sure that you definitely dot your I's and cross your T's and do the things that you need to be doing when it comes to elevating your mindset. And that's what it's all about. Each one teach one, each one reach one. I'm not here to teach you. I'm just here to give you information. If you learn something, that's great. But I'm not here to go back and forth as far as debating the information to see if it's right or wrong, or asking you your opinion if it's right or wrong. I'm only giving you information that I've utilized in my own life, that I know works, that is tested, that is battle tested, and I know works. And I don't speak or I don't give information that I haven't used myself. So that's what I do. I give out information that I use in my daily life that have helped me, to achieve a certain level of success. And I know if you apply it in your life, you'll achieve some level of success as well. But this is going to be a great episode. Like I said again, who's going to motivate the motivators? Who but me, man? Yours truly. This time of the year, I believe everybody needs some motivation, man. Let me give y'all an update on what's been going on with me since the top of the year. I had the flu. I don't know how I got it, but going out for New Year's, of course, I'm touching hands, meeting people, greeting people and doing what I do, right? And of course, I end up catching the flu because there's a virus going around in Las Vegas where everybody is getting sick right about now around this time. But it is what it is. The show must go on. So if I don't have that energy that I normally have, that's because of the voice. That's because me coming off of the flu. I'm feeling great. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I could lift a house. I'm gonna keep it 100. I feel like I could lift a house. I'm still going to the gym. I'm still being consistent with my daily routine. For some reason, I just can't rest. Even when I'm sick, I still gotta work. I still gotta do something. Good thing for me, luckily for me, I don't have to cook or do anything like that. My meal preps keeps me fed, so everything is cool. I just take my meds on time. I'm taking what that called now. CMOS. Yeah, I'm taking CMOS every chance I get. I'm drinking tea constantly. I gotta be doing that. But I'm still hitting the gym. I go late at night when nobody's there. So, I don't have to touch nobody's hands or, interact with nobody that's maybe sick as well. So, I'm doing whatever I need to do to make sure I stay on top of my, my health routine. But I'm addicted to working, man. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all, man. I'm addicted to staying busy, addicted to staying active, you dig? I can't help myself, man. It is what it is, you dig? But that ain't gonna stop nothing, man. I'm still here. I'm still coming on this live doing what I do. But I gotta promote some things. We got that liquid gold natural hair oil. Everybody in my comments or in my DM asking me what I use on my hair on a consistent basis. I get a DM at least once a day asking me about what products that I use on my hair. Why does my hair shine the way it does? Why does it look the way it does? People think it's AI. People think that I'm not real because it just looks so perfect. You gotta understand, man. This was years in the making. Years in the making. It didn't happen overnight. But I gotta let you know, this liquid gold, this is one of my secret weapons right here, man. Yeah, this that natural hair oil that I use in my hair to keep it thick and luxurious. I tell people all the time, man, if you want to refrain from going bald, get you that liquid gold natural hair oil. All those, over-the-counter products that you use, those are the reason why you might be thinning in your hair. You might be losing your hair too soon. You dig? A lot of things is going on because you're putting all that chemicals in your scalp, which is going into your brain, which is affecting the way you think, which is affecting your livelihood. You dig? So yeah, I try to use only natural products, natural shampoos, natural conditioners, natural hair oil. You dig? Simple and plain, man. Go on the site. You definitely will see something you like on liquidcash.com. You dig? Also, I gotta promote my latest book, Tips on Relationships, The Naked Truth About a Beautiful Lie, is finally done. It'll be right on time for Valentine's. You dig? It's all about relationships, so I'm trying to get it right on time for Valentine's. Y'all be able to pre-order this probably around next week. I'll send y'all a link so y'all be able to pre-order this. But I have a special announcement. Kathy will be the first one with a copy of this book right here. yeah, Kathy would be the first one with a copy of this book. She has been a substantial supporter of the Create a Steady Hustle show and Liquid Cash and everything that I do. So it's only right that I give Kathy, give her the honors to having the first copy of this book right here. She's definitely been supporting the platform since the beginning, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. And she'll have first dibs on this book, man, and she'll let y'all know how it's what's the type of quality of the content, you feel me, how it reads, you feel me. And I know it's gonna be a great read regardless, you know what I mean. I know she's gonna enjoy it. So yeah, she'll be the first one with this book. She is a member of the Cash Academy as well. So shout out to Kathy. I know this is news to you because I didn't even tell you you're gonna be the first one to have an autographed copy of this book. But yeah, you definitely be the first one. And I'm gonna have 2 covers as well. It's gonna be one hardcover that is gonna be just for the people that want to purchase a book, and then I'm gonna have an autographed special edition cover for the people that want to feel a little bit more special. They have an autographed copy of the book. You dig? What's going on in the comments real quick, man? What's popping with y'all? Let's see what's shaking in the comments. Okay, watching this on my iPhone and the tablet right now, and I'm looking at the footwear. Yeah, they Louis Vuitton, man, on the footwear, man. You dig? Don't even trip. That's the Louis Vuitton drip. Beg for your commission on go ahead fit to go with the, I don't know, somebody said something crazy. Lola. I don't know what they saying, but it is what it is. It's always got some crazy people. Somebody said they love the sneakers. Appreciate that. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity to call up as well. Don't even trip, all right? Yeah, man. How y'all liking my hoodie, man? I got this from the mall the other day. I never really wore hoodies that much on my episodes, but that's just what I'm feeling right now, man. I'm feeling on my hoodie vibe, man. That's the vibe I'm feeling. When you coming off that cold, man, or that flu or whatever, man, that's just the vibe it is, man. You just want to chill and wear something that's comfortable and that's comfy, man. That's the vibe I'm on right now, you dig? So don't judge me. No suit and tie right now, man. We just on that hoodie wear, you dig? And that's what it is, man. That's what it is. Well, I like to let y'all know also, I watched a dope ass series this past week when I was sick, and I want to recommend my supporters to check it out. I think it's called The Good Lord's Bird, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check in my phone, all right, to make sure that I get this particular series name right, because it was that good that I want to share it with y'all, and I want to make sure that I give y'all the correct name of this particular series on what's that called, on what's it called, Amazon Prime? Yeah, Amazon Prime. That's what I watch it on. Yeah, I think it's called The Good Lord's Bird. If I'm not mistaken, I can't find it in my notes for whatever reason. How it goes sometimes when you're looking for something, you can never really truly find it. But y'all know what it is, man. I'm gonna try to, I think that's what it is. The Good Lord's Bird series on Amazon Prime. The Ethan Hawke was the main actor in that particular movie. Shit was fire. I ain't gonna lie, shit was fire. It was based on John Brown's life, an abolitionist that was fighting for the freedom of slaves. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was fighting for the freedom of slaves. John Brown. If you don't know about John Brown, do your research, do your Googles, look into John Brown, man. He's one of those dudes, and he was white, by the way. Gotta let y'all know that off top. He was white, and he was one of those dudes that was fighting for the liberation of black people before they had the Civil War. Yeah, he was fighting for the liberation of black people since around 1857. You know, he went to Harper's Ferry, or 1859. Don't quote me on that. It's one of these years, but I know he's been fighting since the 1800s for the liberation of black people. And he didn't believe in slavery. He was against slavery. He was a headstrong Christian. He was definitely, a strong believer in God. Like I said again, slavery wasn't his bag. Even though at that particular time, then white people thought that it was okay to just own other human beings. And they didn't even see us as human beings. They just see us as pets or whatever. I seen somebody in the interview, that a white person back in the days, they was interviewing this slave owner, and he said, how did you view black people back then? And he said, I viewed them as pets. I thought they were just advanced pets. And that was crazy to me when I heard that. But anyway, John Brown was an abolitionist that was fighting to free slaves. And not only himself, he was taking his family with him. And it was spoken that he freed thousands of slaves, through the Underground Railroad. Frederick Douglass was helping him in the pursuit of that. Harriet Tubman as well. And you gotta understand, this is a white man back in those days when you had number white privilege. You could have anything and everything you want. You could own people. Nobody looked down on you. But he was totally against that. He was not for it, man. And he was willing to give up his life to fight against that particular movement or that mindset or that ideology. You dig? And I think that all of my students or all of my audience need to watch it, because man, it's going to move you in such a way. It's going to give you that unwavering faith and belief, because that's what it did for me. It gave me an unwavering, amount of faith and belief in what I do and who I am, and also in the power of God as well. You dig? Because regardless of what he was up against, and he was up against a whole lot. You got to understand, man, this was a dude that was taking not only himself, but his kids. They go fight and die and give up their life for slavery before it was even cool, before it was even heard of. He was just jumping out there. I remember Dick Gregory said, Dick Gregory, rest in peace to the late Dick Gregory. He said, if I had to give an award for great men that changed the course of history, he said he would give the award to John Brown before he give it to Jesus Christ. And he said that because Jesus Christ came here to die for our sins. He knew what he came here for before he got here. John Brown didn't. He didn't come here to die for our sins, but he gave up his life. And not only his life, his kids' life, just to die for the sins of the white people that was enslaving black people at that time. And he was giving up his life and his kids' life just for that cause. You dig? So I salute John Brown for that, and I understand why Dick Gregory said that. After I watched the series, I said, damn, this dude was different. And it ain't like he was a young man. He was an old man going out here and fighting against slavery. You dig? And it was deep. And he had about 20 kids. When I did some research on him, he had a lot of kids. He was just not knocking everything down, but he was just building his tribe. So we had a lot of kids, and a few of them died because of different diseases and things back in those days because of medical, they wasn't medically advanced as we are right now. So if somebody got sick, most of the time they died. You dig? So, but he took the sons that he had that was alive and grown enough. He took them to war with him, and he fought, and he went to Harper's Ferry right on the right in Virginia, and that's where he ultimately lost his life because he ended up getting caught. I don't mean to spoil the whole series, but it is what it is. You still should watch it. He ended up getting caught anyway and dying, and ended up being hanged for treason. because they felt like he was going against the natural order of things, you dig? You feel me? But I recommend y'all watch that, and what I got from that was faith, having that unwavering faith, just believing in something that's beyond your imagination. And he believed so much to the point where, he just thought by arming every black person with gun, or having them have an opportunity to have a gun, they would want to fight for their freedom. But black people at that time were so accustomed to slavery and so mentally gone that a lot of them didn't even want to fight for their own freedom. He had to convince and beg people to fight for their own freedoms. Could you imagine that? Being enslaved to the point that you don't even want to fight for your own freedom? He was at Harper's Ferry, fighting against the military, and he was hoping and praying that, black people would actually stand up with him and rally with him and try to, help him on his cause. He had about 25 people helping him on his cause, fighting against a whole military. You dig? And he had that faith that they will come and they will fight and he'll be able to have his victory. But that day never came. That day never came. He still ended up dying. You know what I mean? He still ended up getting caught, still ended up getting hanged. And, my condolence go to his family. My condolence go to, everybody that died in that cause. And my respect and my love and my appreciation go to everybody that lay down their lives for the lives of people they never met before. Me and you and everybody in this world right now, we benefit all for the backs of the people that came before us and that, risked their lives for our freedom and for us to have the liberty to be, do, and have whatever we want in this space and time on planet Earth. So we can't take that for granted. I say that to not just inspire you, but I say that to motivate you. We can't take that for granted. And right now, there's an energy going on in the world right now where, a lot of people are questioning what they should be doing, or should they do this or do that, or they don't know what direction to go in. And I must confess, even me, at some parts of this year, I was contemplating in my mind, should I continue going live every Thursday? You dig? Because a lot of times, when you're doing something, you don't see the results you want right away. So you start to question, is this the right direction I'm going in? Should I continue just dropping videos like I was doing before, not going live, just dropping videos, giving it to them when I feel like it, and just putting out the content when I feel like it, and not dedicate myself to go live every Thursday? These thoughts was contemplating my mind, you dig? And I was like thinking to myself, going back over it. And I said to myself before this live started, I said, you know what? The devil is a liar. You know what I mean? The devil is a liar, because I have a strong mindset, but I know when the devil is trying to go against the grain. He basically wants me to stop moving forward and doing something that's positive, because it contradicts everything that he wants to happen. So even though that I have a strong mind, negative thoughts come in my mind at different times throughout the course of the day or throughout the course of the week, because there's an energy going around that the powers that be is putting out there. They putting out the energy of doubt. They putting out the energy of fear. They putting out the energy of disempowerment. They want you to question your abilities. They want you to question your decisions. They want you to question everything you're doing. They really want to reroute you, and they want to make you change your course of direction. But I'm here to tell you, you got to move forward regardless. Regardless of the negative thinking that was going on in my mind, I cancel that bullshit out with positivity. I told myself to hold up, relax, Understand you got to stay the course. Understand that you got to keep on moving. Understand that it ain't going to be a fast turnaround. You're not going to see millions of people or hundreds or thousands of people join the live or join my movement right away, because this is different. This ain't for the norm. This ain't for the average thinking person. This ain't for the person that just want to be, just a regular degular person. This is for the person that thinks outside of the box. This channel, this content is for the people who want to free themselves from mental slavery. This content is for the people who want to uplift themselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. This content is for the people who actually want to achieve something and achieve greatness and be great in their lives while they're here right now, existing in this space and time. This content is for the people who believe they can have everything they want right here and now, not in the afterlife, but right here and now. This is what this content is for. So it ain't gonna be a whole lot of people that jump on this particular platform and champion what I'm doing, because this is unpopular. This is not popular. This is unpopular for a person that look like me, dress like me, talk like me, speak like me, to give you some news you could use, to give you some jewels that's gonna change your life. This is unpopular. Niggas like me that look like me, they expect to be doing some crimes and committing something that's gonna give me 100 years in jail. Yeah, they expect a person like me to be out here robbing, stealing, committing crimes that's gonna give me 1,000 years in jail. They don't expect a person like me to be speaking positively. They don't expect a person that dress like me, smell like me, talk like me, to be giving out good, positive, quality information that can change somebody's life, that can motivate them to be, do, and have anything and everything they want. They don't expect a person to look like me to come on camera and actually take the time out of my day to give back to a community that I feel that I am committed to helping to change. They're helping to spark the mind that could change the future generation. They don't expect a person like me to be doing this. So yeah, it's gonna be challenging. It's gonna be some times where I feel discouraged. It's gonna be some times where I feel like I wanna give up and not wanna keep on going live every Thursday. There's gonna be some times where I feel like I don't wanna record a video. There's gonna be some times where I feel like, man, ain't enough support. It ain't enough people that's out here that's pushing the content. Ain't nobody really sharing it as much as I think they should be sharing it. But that's just delayed gratification. I gotta understand it's gonna take time. You gotta understand it's gonna take time. It don't matter if nobody's sharing it right now. It don't matter if your friends ain't liking it. It don't matter if your friends ain't buying your product. It don't matter if your family don't support your decision making. It don't matter if nobody believe in you, but you gotta believe in yourself no matter what. You gotta keep on going. You gotta keep on persevering, because if you do the right things long enough consistently, you will see the positive results you're looking for. And let me tell you something, man. Can you already fit? Let me tell you something, man. You could do the right things long enough and you could still not get everything you want out of life. You could still fail. Understand that. You could still fail, because it ain't always about, you. Sometimes it's a blessing not getting everything you want, man. Sometimes it's a blessing. God is always protecting you even when you don't know it. You dig? He's always protecting you even when you don't know it. So we can't look at failure as a negative. We have to understand sometimes we have to pivot, right? And understand that it's okay to change up things and do certain things a different way. But long as the main thing is the main thing, you keep everything in retrospect and understand that the goal has to be accomplished. So it's okay if you take a different direction. It's okay if you make a right instead of a left. Don't trip. That's a part of the process. That's a part of the process, you know what I mean? So I want y'all to keep on going. I want y'all to keep on grinding. I want y'all to keep on persevering through no matter what difficult times you may be facing. I want you to understand that failure is just a speed bump on the way to success. I want y'all to understand that, even the people that's out here right now that's hustling and just grinding, right? And just doing whatever they can to make a dollar. Ain't nobody judging. I ain't judging. You dig? Cause you ain't on trial. You feel me? Whatever you got to do to make your money, whatever you got to do to get it going, you got to do that, man. Ain't nobody paying your bills but you. Ain't nobody looking out for you but you. So you got to do what you got to do. All I want to tell you is keep on going, man. Don't give up. Understand whatever you doing is just a stepping stone to another location, man. You dig? Just use it as a stepping stone. Don't take whatever you doing and just use it as this a lifelong hustle. This a lifelong thing that you're going to be doing. Understand it's just a stepping stone for you to elevate to the next chapter of your life. Save your money, stack your paper. Understand that. Don't be a fool, don't be a dummy. Save your paper, stack your money, because one day you're gonna need that money to save you. A lot of niggas are doing 100 years in prison right now because they didn't have lawyer money. A lot of women are doing 100 years in prison right now because they didn't have lawyer money. You gotta understand, if you in these streets and you hustling, you grinding, you need that lawyer money. You gotta understand, whatever you doing, I don't care if you got a regular job, you can be fired today. You can be fired tomorrow. So whatever you doing, I need you to remember, save your money so your money could one day save you. I gotta say that again because I know some of y'all be listening too slow. Save your money so your money could one day save you. Your job is not promised. Your job is not promised tomorrow. Understand that. It's not promised, man. The motherfucker you work for could fire you tomorrow, man, and you'll be assed out. They don't give a damn if you got bills to pay. They don't care that your baby need food. They don't care that your kids need books and school clothes. They don't give a damn about none of that. They'll fire you tomorrow, man. So you gotta save your money so your money can save you. You gotta put that money aside. I don't care what you doing. I don't care how you living. I don't care what it is, man. You gotta put your money to the side and understand that whatever you wanna buy, that ain't a necessity. You gotta say, man, I could do without that for right now. I could do without that for right now. You see what's going on, man? They going out here doing crazy shit and taking over countries and shit, man. You feel me? The government out here taking over countries, man. You see what's going on. So you gotta understand. You gotta be 10 steps ahead. You gotta realize we moving in a direction where it ain't good. It ain't good. It ain't great for the country, for us to be doing gangster shit like that. So anything could happen. You know what I mean? Anything could happen. We could be going in World War III in the next year or so. You dig? Anything could go down. Anything could happen. So we have to be prepared. We have to be ready. We got to be, you know what I mean, aware that the world is shifting and things are shifted. We got to be aware of what's happening around us. We can't be no dummies. We can't be no motherfucking fools out here. We got a gangster president. You know what I mean? Donald Trump is a gangster, man. You feel me? He doing gangster shit. So we gotta understand, man. We have to be thinking outside of the norm, because he thinking outside of the norm. He doing things that's outside of the norm. He going against the grain. So we have to start going against the grain. We gotta start thinking outside of the norm. We gotta know that, hey, man, tomorrow ain't promised. Your job ain't promised. Whatever you doing ain't promised. So you gotta know that stacking that paper is a must. You feel me? We gotta stack that paper. We gotta do that off top, man. You feel me? But we gotta stay motivated. We gotta stay hungry. We gotta stay on our grind. We can't get comfortable, man. I know a lot of times niggas have, their New Year's resolution. They want to go to the gym. They want to put more effort in this particular business. They want to do this. They want to do that. And when the third month hit, they start to lose their motivation. They start to, backtrack. They not going to the gym as much no more. They not being physically fit. They not doing the right things. They not eating right, because you get right back into a program that you're accustomed to. But I want you to understand, man, you got to fight that motherfucking monkey that's on your back, you dig? Yeah, you got to fight him off. You got to keep on going. Even when you don't want to go, you got to go. That's just how that shit go, man. You got to stay motivated. You got to stay consistent. You got to stay on your grind. You got to keep on keeping on, because if you don't, ain't nobody coming to help you or look out for you, man. Ain't nobody coming to do it for you, so you got to do it for yourself. That's number one. That's off top, you dig? And you got to keep your mental right. That's important. You got to keep your mental right. All my immigrants out there that's grinding too, that's trying to find a way. It's spooky out there. You know what I'm saying? You see what happened earlier this year. Niggas is getting crack. Niggas is getting it cracking early, you dig? It's real spooky out there. 1 minute you could be in America, next minute you could be in your hometown. You know what I mean? If you from Jamaica, if you from Guyana, if you from Mexico, if you from wherever part of the world you from, you could be in America today and be back in your hometown tomorrow. I used to have nightmares and dreams about being stuck in the Bahamas, man. You did? Listen, man, it's serious. I used to have nightmares and dreams about being deported and being stuck in the Bahamas. So I know what a lot of y'all going through. I know what y'all dealing with. I dealt with it. I understand. I could sympathize and empathize with y'all because I know what it's like. But I'm here to just tell you, man, hey, keep the faith in God. Keep on moving forward. Keeping yourself productive, doing what you got to do, and stack your paper as well, because like I said, you could be in America today and you could be back in your country tomorrow, you feel me? So you don't want to be in your country with no money. So you got to stack your paper regardless, you feel me? At the end of the day, you know, we might be looking at our Jamaican brothers and our Jamaican sisters. Rest in peace to everybody that died in Hurricane Melissa, by the way, got to say that. And Jamaica's still building, so we still got to support Jamaica. We still got to support them because they went through a devastating hurricane that shattered the whole island. So we still got to show love and support to the peoples out there. My father's out there right now, man. He went out there to check on his house, and I asked my pops, what's going on? He said, man, ain't no lights out there. He said, ain't no running water. I said, so how you taking a shower? He said, man, I'm going to the river, man. I'm going to the river to take a shower. I'm like, nigga, you 75 years old, man, and you got diabetes. What you talking about? You going to a river to take a shower? He said, man, I grew up like this, man. I grew up like this. I grew up taking showers in the river. I grew up going to the river to wash my clothes. So this is nothing to me. Even though I'm older now, I'm used to it. I knew what I was getting myself into before I got here. So he knew what he was getting himself into. So what I did is I gave him some money for Christmas, just for him to have get a hotel and spend Christmas inside of a hotel. You know what I mean? So he could be there with my sisters, and they could be cool and be calm and collective because she went out there to visit him as well, you dig? So I gave them some money so they can be in a hotel for Christmas. But he told me, man, I'm used to this. And I'm like, what you doing for lights? He said, I got this lamp and that's keeping the lights on, but I don't have no electricity in the house. But it's all good. I'm used to this. I grew up like this. And we take that shit for granted. We take being able to come in your house and flicker a light on or a light switch. We take all that shit for granted. You dig? We take for granted that we can take hot showers, man. You feel me? He got to motherfucking go to a river, get a bucket of water, and take the bucket of water and use that for flushing the toilet. He got to go to the river to take a shower. He got to go back and forth. Good thing for him, the river is not too far from his house. But this is what he got to go through, you dig? And just to make sure that his house is cool and his house is secure, nobody damaging nothing, nobody stealing or taking the furniture or anything of that magnitude, you dig? But this is what he's doing right now. And like I said again, we take all that shit for granted, man. Yeah, we take all this shit for granted. The fact that we could take hot showers, the fact that we could flicker a light switch on in the crib every day, we take that shit for granted, man. There's people right now in Jamaica with no lights, no electricity, no food. They just thugging it out, man. With no help, no family. They don't know what to do, but they tugging it out and they keep on and they moving forward because Jamaicans are some of the most prideful, some of the most resilient people in the world, some of the most motivated, ambitious people in the world. So no matter what, they're going to persevere and they're going to get over this tragedy. But I just want to say that to you to let you know that sometimes we got to appreciate where we at in life. Even though your money might not be right, even though you might not have a place to stay, even though you might not have the people in your life that you may think that should be in your life, that should be supporting you, that should be there for you in your time of need. Even though you may not have that, you got to understand there's somebody somewhere else doing worse off than you, man. There's somebody else that's going through it and they going through the storm, but they still keeping the faith. They're still keeping God close. They still believing no matter what's going on. They still believing. That's what I got from that John Brown series that I watched called The Good Lord's Bird. He kept the faith, even though when the odds were stacked against him, he was fighting against a whole army, and it was only him and 25 men, a few of them white, a few of them black. Even his kids was there fighting with him, and he was watching his sons get shot down and died in the front of his face, but he still didn't lose the faith. He still didn't lose the faith. He still kept God close. He still kept believing. He still kept understanding and kept believing and kept persevering and knowing that he's fighting for a good cause and laying his life down for a good cause. What are you laying your life down for? Stop and think about that for a second. I want y'all to stop and think about that for a second. What are you laying your life down for? What are you doing with your life every day? Are you doing something that you truly believe in, that you want as bad as you want to breathe? Are you doing something every day? Every day that you go by, every day that goes by, every second that goes by, every minute that goes by, are you doing something that you're willing to lay your life down for? Are you doing something that you want as bad as you want to breathe? Because if you're not, all you're doing is wasting fucking time. And lost time is never found again. And the time you waste would never be refunded. Time never stops. Time never waits. And time never refunds itself. Once you waste it, that's it. If you're not doing anything that you're willing to give your life for, if you're not doing anything that you want as bad as you want to breathe, then a lot of times all y'all doing is wasting time. You in the fucking way. Excuse my language, but that's what it is. You in the fucking way, man. You in the way. Find out what you love. I told y'all already. Y'all have to dedicate yourself to the 3 P's. I turn it into 4 P's now. Possibility, passion, purpose, and profit in no particular order. Profit can come first. Passion can come second. Possibilities can come third. And profit and prosperity. I think I said prosperity. I forgot. I said purpose, passion, and prosperity and profit. Right? Sometimes I get confused in the order myself. But like I said again, it don't have to come in a particular order. Whatever comes first to you, that's what it is. For me, a long time, profit was first. Profit was on the first of my list. That was up top. Profit. I was in survival mode. I wasn't moving if I wasn't making profit. I wasn't doing nothing if I wasn't making profit. Profit was everything to me. That was first to me. You dig? Survival mode. Profit was number 1 on my list. And if I have to keep it all the way 1,000, I'm gonna have to keep it all the way 1,000. Let me stop for a second and think. Let me start to really think. Nah, profit wasn't the number 1 on my list. When I had to stop and think about it, profit wasn't the number 1 on my list. It was my passion. That was the number 1 on my list, my passion. And if y'all know me, y'all already know my passion was being creative. My passion was music. That was the number 1 on my list, my passion. That was the first thing I ever loved. Before I loved a female, before I fell in love with any woman in the world, I was in love with hip hop music. I was in love with that. That was the first love. That's when I felt something like, oh shit, that hit me like a ton of bricks. And there's something in your life that you love before you loved a man or a woman. I know there's something in your life. Y'all might can relate to me or you might can't. But that's what it was for me. My first love was music. And that was the first thing I cared about more than I cared about anything. So my passion was first. And after my passion then became profit. Because in order for me to fuel my passion and actually to do what I love, I needed to have some money. So profit became my second, obligation, which ultimately start to take over my passion because, when you start getting fast money and you start getting money, you already know what happens after that. You fall in love with the money, you dig? Yeah, it happens. When you get money, you fall in love with it because you can experience life on a different level when you start getting money, you dig? And most people will never get to experience that. They will never get to experience some of the things I've experienced just being able to have money or get money. I was able to experience life on a whole different stratosphere. And so I became more in love, not with the money, but in love with the money could actually do for me, you dig? And I always say, man, it's better to have money and not need it than to need it and not have it. So yeah, get you some money, man, you dig? And after the profit then became the possibilities, because with money, a lot of things are possible. It's like a key that can unlock doors that you didn't even know existed. That's what money does for you. It unlocks doors that you don't even know existed. So I encourage everybody to get some money, because you will start to go down doors and different avenues that you didn't even know was even possible, because money afforded you that particular, that particular opportunity. So it's important for y'all to get some money, you dig? Because possibilities are endless when you got some paper. Most definitely. And after the possibilities became my purpose. My purpose. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm living in my purpose by giving back. I'm living in my purpose by sparking the mind of the future generation that's coming behind, hoping they could burn the torch of greatness within inside them. I'm living in my purpose. I'm living in my truth. I want to do that more than I want to breathe. I want to do that more than I want to do anything else in the world. That's what I'm sacrificing my life for. That's my contribution to humanity. That's what I want to do. You got to find out what your passion is. You got to find out what your purpose is. You got to find out what you love doing. But first, you got to understand. You got to sit down for a second and analyze who you are inside. Not just on the surface level, but inside as a human being, as a man, as a woman. You know what I mean? Who are you to the depths of your soul? That's what you got to get into. That's what you really got to figure out, you dig? And you don't have to be like me. You can be whoever you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody judging you. If you want to just, live a modest, comfortable life and just go through life and, that's it. That's all you want to do. Take care of your family and just be cool and just kumbaya with your family. That's fine. Ain't nobody judging you for that. Ain't nobody looking down on you for that. Because that's what you want to do. That's your passion. That's what you love doing. You love raising your kids, and you love being a father. You love being a wife, or you love being a caretaker, or whoever it may be. You love looking after your family. That's cool. You don't have to try to save the world. You don't got to do that. And my job is not to save the world either. I'm not here to save the world. To save the world is to say that the world is bad, or is to say that the world needs changing. Who am I to say that the world needs changing? I'm not God. I'm not the overseer of everything. God knows why he's doing what he's doing. So I don't think the world needs changing. All I'm doing is putting some paint where it ain't and motivating the young kids that's coming up, because I wanted the motivation when I was a young kid coming up and I didn't have an OG to sit down and talk to. I'm not here to change the world. I'm here to spark the mind of the person that could possibly change the world. I'm cut from the cloth of what Tupac left, you dig? Yeah, I'm cut from that cloth. That's one of the phrases that he said when he was young, coming up 23 years old. He said, I ain't gonna be selfish and try to say not change the world. I'm gonna spark the mind of the person that could possibly change the world. You feel me? And me personally, I think the world is perfect the way it is. You know what I mean? Because God knows what he's doing. There's a grand scheme to this whole thing. You feel me? And I'm not here to interrupt the flow. All I'm here is to let the young niggas know that you can get you some dough and that you can change your life and that you don't have to be in the streets committing robberies and committing a bunch of crimes just to live the life you want. You know what I mean? I'm here to motivate you to understand that you can have anything and everything you want as long as you put your mind to it and put your grind to it. You dig? Most definitely, man. How's everybody out there doing, man? I'm just doing what I do when I do what I does. Pardon me. I'm just, giving y'all some news y'all can use, man. But before I go to the chat, I also want to see what's popping on my... Let me see what's popping over here, man. Give me on camera 3, man. Yeah, let me see what's going down. Yeah, you gotta have faith as small as a mustard seed, man. Yeah, you gotta have that faith the size of a mustard seed. Most definitely, man. Gotta have that. I'm gonna tell a little. Gotta have faith the size of a mustard seed. What's going on with the chat? Shout out to Yakim. Shout out to Yakim. Yeah, here today going tomorrow. Shout out to Brown Sugar. Cheers, Brown Sugar. Who else I want to shout out here, man? Shout out to Ellis. Appreciate the support, man. Shout out to Lolo. Camera 3, man. Anytime I'm, you know what I mean? I just want to, you know what I mean, get you on top. You gotta be on the. Sometimes you gotta let the camera person know what camera I want it on. Every now and then they be slipping. Feel me? Oh, Prince, where Prince at? Prince cooling right now, man. Prince is cooling right now. He's sleeping. He didn't want to be bothered. I'm letting him rest. So yeah, man, I just wanted to shout out a few of y'all real quick. Yeah, somebody said, I love when the anointing come over you. You just be spitting that shit. Yeah, man. Yeah. I love when it come over me too, man. I gotta motivate the motivators, man. I'm on here for 51 minutes. We got 10 more minutes to go. Y'all know, man, I've been giving y'all over an hour. My last live was 2 hours and 31 minutes. So yeah, we good now. So yeah. But before I go, I want to let y'all know you got to stay motivated, right? So I wrote down a list of 5 things you need to do in order to stay motivated. We're going to get right into it, all right? Number 1, the first thing y'all need to do to stay motivated is basically stop coming up with ideas. Y'all gotta stop coming up with ideas, man. And what I mean by that is this. Whatever you doing or whatever you've been doing, continue doing it. You know, continue doing it. Whatever it is, man. When you thought about that idea, you figured it was a good idea. You know, you was all excited about it. You was enthusiastic about it. You believed in the idea. You know what I mean? Nobody could have swayed you from the idea. You believed in that as much as you believe your first. You believe in it much as you believe in anything else, right? And I want you to just, you know, stop coming up with new ideas and focus on the idea that you already had. You know, and I know sometimes it's difficult because you might be in your mind like, this shit, you know, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. But if you love what you're doing and you feel good about what you're doing and you feel passionate about what you're doing, continue doing it. Stick to the idea that you've been moving towards for the past 6 months, for the past year, for the past 5 years, 10 years. Sometimes it could take a long time to actually see the fruits of your labor. You gotta dedicate at least a minimum of 5 years, a minimum. If you ain't dedicate a minimum of 5 years to a good idea that you really felt passionate about, then you really playing yourself. You dig? You gotta dedicate a minimum, especially if you're doing it the right way. You ain't trying to cut no corners. That's how long it takes for you to actually reap the benefits of a good idea. That you doing the right way, that you ain't trying to cut no corners. Just think about it. Imagine if you decided to open up a restaurant. Imagine if you decided to open up a certain business. How long do you think it's going to take for you to see profit? Certain business, it takes a while for you to see profit. You know what I mean? Especially if you invested a lot of money, a lot of time, it's going to take a while for you to see profit, right? So you got to do the right things long enough consistently, right? And you got to know that if you feel good about what you're doing, if you love what you're doing, then continue doing it. Stop trying to come up with new ideas. You can come up with new ways to actually get to the goal, but you don't have to come up with a new goal or a new idea. Continue doing that. Stay the course. That's number 2. Stay the course. That's how you stay motivated. That's the number 2 on my list. Stay the course. Continue doing it even when you don't feel motivated to do it. How you think I keep on persevering? How you think I keep on doing what I'm doing, man? I stay motivated. I stay the course. I keep on popping up on this live every Thursday. Some Thursday I don't want to go live. It is what it is. I'm gonna keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't want to go to the gym. It is what it is. But I stay the course. You know what I mean? Negative thinking seeps into my mind just like it creeps in your mind, man. They grow like weeds in a garden. You don't have to be around a negative environment. Negativity is all around us. So each and every one of us are going to experience a negative thought at some point on our journey towards our goal. But we have to stay the course. We got to cancel out all that negative thinking and understand our why is greater than any negative thing that's trying to prevent us from moving forward. So number 1, you have to continue doing what you're doing, right? Don't come up with new ideas. Come up with new strategies on how to get that particular goal, but you don't have to come up with new ideas. Number 2, you have to stay the course, all right? I want to make sure y'all understand that. Stay the course, you dig? Number 3 on my list is this, man. Now, I want y'all to understand this, man. You gotta have faith and you gotta keep on going, man. You gotta keep on going. But I want y'all to understand this. My number 3 on my list is this. You gotta agree to fail. Yeah, you gotta agree to fail. Now, I know some of y'all might be thinking, what do you mean by that? You have to agree to fail because failure is a part of the process. Failure is a part of the process. You have to agree to fail. Yo, listen, man. You could do everything right, and still not end up getting what you want. And that has nothing to do with you. That has everything to do with life. I'm gonna say that again because I know some of y'all have been listening slow. Number 3, you have to agree to fail because you can do everything right and still not get what you want. And that has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with life. And that's how life is. Sometimes you don't get everything you want. And sometimes not getting everything you want is a blessing. You understand? It's a blessing. Sometimes you gotta get it wrong just to get it right. Failure is a part of the process. Understand that. So agree to fail. Fail gracefully. Fail just like you accept your wins with a smile. So fail gracefully. Take your losses just like you take your wins with a smile. Be happy about it. Understand it's a part of the process. It's a part of your process. Sometimes you gotta get it wrong just to get it right. It's okay. You ain't the only one that's gonna fail. And sometimes we have to fail over and over and over again in order for us to learn what we need to learn. That's just what it is. This whole shit is educational. Life is educational. We have to fail in order to learn. You're learning the whole time you're here. Some of us are dumber than others, so it takes us a little longer for us to learn our lesson. It is what it is. That's just how that shit go. You know what I mean? It takes a long time, and you have to keep on repeating the same shit over and over and over again, because some of us are dumber than others. You don't know what you don't know. But you have to agree to accept failure just the way you accept your wins and your successes. You dig? That's number 4 or number 3 on my list. Pardon me. You feel me? I hope y'all really writing this down and taking this to heart, you know. And I don't just say these things just because it sounds cool. I would like for y'all to take out your blue pen and your white piece of paper and you write this list down. How to stay motivated in 2026. Number 1, stop coming up with new ideas and continue on the road of what I've been doing. Number 2, stay the course. Stay the course. Forget about all the other nonsense that I'm going to be going through along the way. Stay the course. Number 3, agree to fail. Of course I'm going to fail along my journey. That's a part of the process. You already know what it is. Come on, man. Number 4, overstimulate your mind with positive content. You have to brainwash yourself for success. Overstimulate your mind with positive content and only be around a positive group of people. Create a positive atmosphere around you, a positive lifestyle. That's how you got to get it done. So number 4, write that down. Overstimulate your mind with positive content. Any time you have for yourself, I want you to utilize it, reading something, listening to something positive, doing something positive, going to the gym, stimulating your physical fitness, right? Because the gym is a perfect place to come up with great strategies to execute on your goals. The gym is one of my favorite places. When I'm thinking about a new episode, I go to the gym, and for some reason, you know, them endorphins start going all crazy in my body and in my mind, and I start to come up with different ideas and different content that I can produce. And a lot of things come to mind when I go to the gym. You dig? So the gym is not only to help me physically, it's also there to help me mentally. You dig? So the gym is a very great place to be at, to keep you in a positive mental state, because when you look good, you feel good, and you think good, you dig? And it gives you that motivation you need. So yeah, man, number 4 on my list on how to stay motivated is to overstimulate yourself with positive content, man. It's so much negative shit out there on a daily basis trying to keep us away from what we need to be doing. So this is why I'm saying you have to brainwash yourself for success. You have brainwashed yourself for failure. This is why 90% of people fail, because they brainwash themselves for failure. The same 24 hours a millionaire used to become successful is the same 24 hours a bum used to become a failure. It's the same amount of time. They both got 24 hours in a day. One just chooses to be successful. The other chooses to be a failure. What are you choosing your 24 hours for, man? You got to ask yourself that. What are you doing with your 24 hours that are not productive to your growth and development? All right? Make sure y'all remember that. Number 5, understand this. Don't depend on nobody but God. I got to repeat that. Don't depend on nobody but God. When you're on your journey and you moving through and you trying to get it done, man, I'ma stress that. Because if you depend on people, trust me, you're gonna be met with extreme failure. That's just what it is. If you depend on motherfuckers to help you along your journey, hey man, you're gonna be highly disappointed. John Brown was dependent on other slaves to come and help him in the crusade to free other slaves. And guess what? The slaves didn't even want to free themselves. They didn't want to fight or give up their lives to be free. So of course he was met with failure. Of course he was met with defeat, because he depended on other people to fight for their own rights and they wasn't willing to fight or give up their lives for their own rights. They was comfortable being in shackles and in chains because as bad as it was, they thought being free would be even worse because they didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't know what was ahead of them. They were scared of the unknown. They didn't know what they didn't know. So if you depend on anybody else for your salvation, if you depend on anybody else for your success, if you depend on anybody else to help you get what you want out of life, trust me, you will be disappointed. That's just the way it is. Only depend on God. That's about it. If you get somebody to help you, that's great. That's beautiful. Cool. Accept them and embrace them with open arms. If somebody come to help you, man, yeah, that's man. We ain't turning down nothing but our collars. You dig? Most definitely, I'm accepting all application. If you want to come through and help me on my journey, I'm rocking with you. Let's make it happen. Let's do it. But you got to be like-minded. You got to be focused. You can't be shucking and jiving. You can't be taking me off my course. You can't be trying to pull me in the opposite direction. You got to believe in my plan. You got to believe in my everything. You got to understand what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to facilitate. And you got to believe in me just like you believe in Santa Claus when you was 9 years old. Yeah, you got to believe in me like you believed in the Tooth Fairy. You got to believe in me like you believed in every other motherfucking mythological story they told you when you was young. You got to believe in me, you dig? And if you don't, I need you to move to the side because I'm on a journey and I don't need no interruption, you dig? That's the only thing I need. I need a woman that's going to believe in me that like she believed in Santa Claus. Yeah, I need a woman that's gonna believe in me like she believed in the Tooth Fairy, you dig? I need a person. It don't even have to be a woman. It could be a man. I don't really like working with niggas because too much testosterone, you know what I mean? And niggas don't take showers and shit. Niggas don't smell good. So sometimes I don't really like working with motherfuckers because niggas don't be as fly and fresh as I am. You know what I mean? I remember one time I hired this person and, you know, he came over to the crib for us to do some work and the nigga smelled musty and moldy. I was thinking to myself like, damn, nigga, you ain't took a shower today? But I didn't know how to say it to the motherfucker. I was like, damn, do I gotta write a note on the door before motherfuckers come in to make sure your hygiene is up to par? I didn't think you had to tell grown folks to take showers and make sure their hygiene is up to par. I never experienced that before. You know what I mean? I never knew that was a thing where you gotta tell employees, hey, take a shower before you come into work. Put on some cologne before you come into work. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn, and this person was a white person. I ain't gonna front. You know what I mean? And you know what they say, some white people don't believe in cologne. No offense to no white people that's watching this, but that's just what it is. That's what, in the black community, you know, we put on cologne religiously. You know what I mean? We could be going out to take the trash. We're going to spray ourselves with some cologne. We do that religiously. But in, you know, I heard in some other communities, they don't really wear cologne as much. So when this person came over, in my mind, I'm like, it's 9 a.m. in the morning. Nigga, why you smell musty? You know what I mean? He said he went to the gym. And I'm thinking in my mind, nigga, did you take a shower before you come to work? Because I didn't know how to tell the motherfucker like, bro, you stink. You dig? I'm like, you know, I didn't want to fuck up the date and I didn't have to be there with him 24/7. I just had to give him the information, the instructions on what he need to do, and I just step off. You know what I mean? But I realized like, damn, you really got to tell grown folks to wash your ass, man. Yeah, you got to tell grown folks, put on some motherfucking deodorant, put on some motherfucking cologne, man. You got to really tell niggas to really be on point with their hygiene. So this is why I like to work with women more, because women know they have to come right and they come correct because they're gonna put on their, you know, their deodorant, their perfume. They're gonna make sure it smell good because they know they're in the presence of a man. Especially in my presence, they want to always keep themselves up to par. You know, some guys, they really don't care. But I don't discriminate. I still hire guys and I still hire people that's, you know what I mean, are well equipped for the job. That was just one experience that I had that was kind of strange for me, you dig? But for the most part, man, that's what it is, you dig? You have to Depend on yourself. And if you get somebody that believe in you and that really want to follow you all the way through on your course of action, you embrace them with open arms and make sure that y'all on the same y'all on the same accord, and y'all move forward and y'all get it done, man. You know what it is, man. So that's my five rules on how to stay, you dig, motivated for 2026, you dig. I'm gonna run that list down again because I want you to write it down, you dig. I don't want you to miss nothing. I know some of y'all be listening slow, and I know some new people probably came onto the live that might not heard what I said earlier. So I'm gonna run it down again. Get your pen and your pads and write this down. For 2026, here's a list on how to stay motivated. Number 1, stop coming up with new ideas. Focus on the thing that you've been doing and continue to do that, you dig. Double down on what works. You heard me? Number 2, understand this. You gotta stay the course. It's a part of the process when you're dealing with certain obstacles and things that you got to go through, but you got to stay the course. You can't let your mind trick you and put you out of position. You have to stay the course. Number 3, agree to fail. Failure is a part of the process. You could do everything right, but listen, man, you could still fail. That's just a part of the process. Understand that. Failure is just a speed bump on the way to success. You dig? Number 4, overstimulate your mind with positive content. There's so much bullshit out here. There's a lot of things out here to distract us, but you have to overstimulate your mind with positive content and create a healthy atmosphere, a positive atmosphere with like-minded people that has the same goals as you. Number 5, I need you to understand this. Listen, man, don't depend on nobody but God to help you on your course of action. That's it. Everybody else, if they come through, they try to do what they do to add their 2 cents or try to help you along your journey. Hey man, you appreciate that, but understand this. If you depend on somebody, you're gonna fail every time. Listen, man, I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity to call in real quick. I just wanted to put some paint where it ain't, and I wanted the people to really get that message. I wanted to dive into it like I did, so you can really understand it and not just understand it. I need you to go over that motherfucker, over the top, and understand that. You dig? We gonna motivate the motivators. This is how we do it over here, man. All right, let me put this in right here. Alright, let me put the number in. 631. Hey. The number's in the chat, so y'all can call up. We can chop it up. You know what I'm saying? We can discuss some of the things that you've been going through for the top of the year, and some of the things that's been running through your mind. If you want some words of encouragement on how to stay motivated, yeah, man, just call in. You might just want to express something. You know what I mean? Just what's been on your mind. Talk to me. I'm giving y'all an opportunity to tap in with your boy and call in. I'm on here for 111 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I've been on here for 111 minutes, man. So y'all know I'm about to jump off of this joint real fast. So y'all got about 5 minutes to call in, and we can discuss whatever's on your mind, and we can talk about the topic at hand, and we can, deep dive into whatever part of the discussion that y'all want, deep dive into, man. But after I get off of this live, I want y'all to definitely share it on your Facebook, share it on your TikTok, share it on your IG. Also, if you're not part of my IG family, I advise you to definitely follow me on IG, Liquid Cash, LIKQUIDCASH. That's my IG. If you're not a part of my TikTok family, I advise you to join the TikTok family as well. It's Liquid Cash Official. Y'all already know how to spell that, right? Same way I spelled Liquid Cash earlier. And all you got to do is add the official to that, you dig? If you're not a part of my Snapchat, Liquid Cash. Be a part of my Liquid Cash family over there on Snapchat, you dig? be a part of my Snapchat family. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the Create a Steady Hustle platform, I advise you to subscribe to that as well, ASAP. I know you're watching me, but it's time for you to subscribe, like, and click the notification button so anytime I go live, you'll be notified. You dig? Like I told y'all, tips on relationships, the naked truth about a beautiful lie is dropping, very soon, man. Right in time for Valentine's. That's the date I want to drop it. I want to drop it for Valentine's since it's about relationship. I'm getting all my promo videos and promo clips together. So y'all be seeing me promote this more, in the future. But yeah, man, it's going to be a dope read. If you haven't got the Power of Thought audio book or the Power of Thought ebook, I definitely advise y'all to check out createasteadyhustle.com and check that out. If you want to support the platform, go on the site. You're definitely going to see something you like. I've transcribed a lot of my episodes into ebook, so I advise y'all to get some of that good game, you dig? Like I said, man, I gave y'all about 5 minutes to call in. Nobody called in thus far, so we're going to jump off this live real quick. I've been on here for, 1 hour and 14 minutes, man. You dig? 1 hour and 14 minutes. Somebody tapping in from Chicago. Cheers, Chicago. What it is and what it ain't. I fuck with Chicago heavy. They always show love. Houston, show love. New York, show love. LA, show love. Bahamas, show love. It is what it is, man. Hey, listen, man. I appreciate y'all for being here. Y'all could be anywhere in the world and y'all here with me, you dig? Hey, man, you know what it is, man. I got more videos to record, got more content to produce. So, I'm going to do what I do, man. I'm going to get busy and get to work, man. Like I said again, the Cash Academy will be on createasteadyhustle.com. I advise y'all to join that so you can raise your DNA vibration, get your mindset right, and that's going to help you to actually achieve all your goals that you got in the future. If y'all want to know some of the tips that I use in order to accomplish everything that I have in my life today, listen, man, go to the Cash Academy, sign up, and join the platform, man. And you definitely won't regret it. I'll be going live on there as well. We be having Zoom calls, we be having Zoom meetings and everything, and y'all can discuss and we can talk about some of the things that's in the courses. And like I said again, man, there's a lot of information, so you're gonna have to go down that rabbit hole because you gotta understand it's gonna take time for you to get your mind right. You've been living this way for years. You dig? You've been living the way you've been living for years. So it's going to take time for you to actually rewire your mind because you've created neural pathways in your mind that has helped you to facilitate a life you don't really want. In order for me to change that, in order for you to change that, you're going to have to go down the rabbit hole of rewiring your whole mind and brainwashing yourself for success. That's how you got to do it. In order to do that, you have to have an accountability partner. You got to have a mentor that's going to help guide you through the process. If you think you're going to go through life and make all the right decisions without a mentor, you sadly mistaken. I advise y'all to get one as fast as you can. It don't have to be me. It could be somebody you respect, somebody you value, and get you a mentor ASAP because it's going to change your life. Trust me. That's going to help you to be ahead of everybody in your circle once you have a mentor that is helping you to navigate through this crazy world and this crazy life that we live in. You dig? Understand, it's a process. It's going to take time. But if you keep your faith, keep moving forward, perseverance, you dig? You'll be all right. Until we meet again, the best way to predict the future is to create it. Cheers.
Yeah. It's the Pirates of the Caribbean. Niggas can't fuck with me, man. That boy. It's liquid cash, I need it all out the stash. I'ma get rich or I'ma get deported. Riding cross country, my Ford Taurus with 2 hoes and they both foreign. These trick niggas about to get extorted.